we're going to give this a shot. I am currently streaming live, trading live at 75 miles an hour, I-55 South, just northeast of Baton Rouge. And I'm not driving, just FYI. I would show the driver, but I've been told not to do that upon pain of death. So let's dive into trading. Now, this is an interesting day for me, and one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you and go live with what I'm doing. How do you fit trading into your regular day? By the way, I have been remiss in this past week in being so in a hurry with my trading that I neglect the most important part, which is to make sure that we pray before we trade. Make sure that we ask for the wisdom and the guidance to trade in a way that honors God and serves our family. It also includes making sure that you're reading whatever verse of the day. I highly recommend just read whatever proverbs of the day is applicable to. Today's the sixth. Read the sixth chapter of Proverbs before you trade. Those two things in and of themselves will help you out so much. So, if you can, somebody drop me in the chat. Let me know that you hear me. But what do you do on a day when you've got so much going on, you just can't get to it? Well, there is a verse in Proverbs that says, "Be careful to know the state of your flocks." And so we can't always go looking for new setups. We can't always trade in our normal way, but we are still called to be good, faithful stewards of what we have. So on a day like today, when I have limited resources, or maybe you're on vacation, maybe like when I go on a cruise, what I do in those cases is I don't necessarily do my full trading routine, but I do still manage any open trades that I have. Any money that I have at risk every day has to be managed from that's just a biblical principle of stewardship. So every day I go and if I can't do anything else, I at least look and see what money do I have at risk and let me manage that money. So that's what we're going to do today. The good news, the flexibility that I had built into my trading system, um, trading the daily chart, especially on a Friday, is in 24 minutes when the markets close, they're going to open up again Sunday evening, and price will not have changed much. So I can do all of my entries then as well. But the main purpose right now is to take a look and what do I need to take care of right now to be a good steward of what I am, what God has called me. So Moses said, hi, hi, and hi. All right, so let's jump over to this. Oops, if I can make that happen. Yes, so um, this is my prop firm account on Darwinix, and this is what happened. I told you yesterday that I was in a trade with gold. This particular account and this particular strategy trades automated. This one trades just gold, the 15-minute chart by itself. And so I was still in a trade yesterday. You can see here, if I back off here, you can see I got into the trade right here yesterday morning, it looks like. And I was still in it all throughout yesterday's trading period. But I finally hit my first take profit right after we went live yesterday. Matter of fact, I think right before we went live yesterday. And then my second take profit was actually a trailing stop that did this moving average. So didn't take any new trades today. And the good news is this account is now positive again. So we are 0.5% up on the account. Which is pretty good given that it's got a fairly poor win rate so far this month, which is not what I was expecting. But this is why you test things on demo. You never put real money at risk until you know absolutely what the system is going to give you. So that's that. That's Forest automated. Now let's jump over and look at Bomb. So that wasn't the right button. Where did it go? We need to go up in here, and there we go. All right. How can I find my way over to? There we go. Sorry about this, guys. I know on the laptop, I'm trying to share the same screen I'm using. So it shouldn't be an excuse. All right. Here is Bob. And you can see I've got a lot of stuff open. Let me make sure that you can all see what I'm seeing. So you're seeing the entire screen, which is good. I am not seeing the entire screen. So I'm going to maximize the screen real quick, and I won't be able to see comments for about 45 seconds. So right now, we've got Euro Yen open. We're long the Euro Yen. We have Pound Swiss open. We're short the Pound Swiss. and we're long the pound yen. So all in all, I'm up $375 on those three accounts. So let's just go manage those. Most of the time, there is nothing to do. There are a few cases, as I mentioned with this euro pound trade. I should have managed it this day by I'm sorry, this day by closing it because there was news out. I've already looked at the news. The only news that could have come out has already come out today, which was non-farm payroll for the U.S. and employment for Canada. Neither one of those are things that I worry about. So let's look at euro yen. We got in yesterday. We're actually about 2/3 of the way to our first take profit. Nothing to do there. All right, let's look at pound Swiss. So we're negative here. We went short this day, and we pulled back about a third of the way. So what might I do? Well, if this indicator down here, which has been saying red, if for some reason this had flipped to green, showing the opposite, I get out. If price had closed above my no man's land, my channel, without hitting a stop loss, I get out. But as of right now, there's nothing to do. Which is most of the time when I'm managing these trades, I look at them, there's nothing to do. And that's what you want. You want a simple system that doesn't require you to meddle much. All right. This is pound. This is Friday, Thursday. Back again. And again, don't have there's no be hearing me very well. Like, use a VPS, virtual private, basically it's a computer because you can log in anywhere in the world on remote desktop. I don't need to be at my computer. I can be at any computer and log in. All right, let's see if we are somewhere in the middle of nowhere, Louisiana. Oh, I'm back in. All right, so let's look at Aussie yen. Nothing to do there. Aussie Kiwi. Nothing to do. This is that trade that we missed on Monday because I was going too fast and didn't slow down and see that there was an entry. If I had slowed down, we would have hit our first take profit already. We'd be playing with house money. But I was going to hurry, and I missed it. And I absolutely do not try to chase this. I recognize that I missed it, and I move on. Also, US, nothing to do here. You know, prices to pull back down into here in order to be a resumption of the trend. Swiss yen is just running. Euro pound, we talked about already. There's nothing to do there. It's a bit messy, this chart. I'm going to clean it up real quick and get rid of this. All right, well, now we're ready to trade this again. Nothing to do on that. Euro yen, we're already in. Pound Aussie. This is that trade that I got in. I got stopped out on my trailing stop, and it is just continuing to run. Nothing to do there. Let me get rid of that. All right, pound Swiss, we're in. Pound yen, we're in. Kiwi Swiss. You can see we got stopped out at break even. Now it's moved back. This is going to happen. Don't get frustrated. If you follow your risk management rules, you get stopped out at break even, and then price moves back in your direction, and you're no longer along the ride. Don't worry about that. That's part of trading. Just give thanks for what you did accomplish and move on. I liken this to baseball. Right? Your entire job is to get on base. What happens after that is for other people to arrange. So nothing to do here. I'm going to get rid of this and clean up my chart a little bit and get ready to trade next time around. All right. And lastly, Kiwi yen. Nothing to do there. So for that particular strategy, that entire strategy, there is nothing to do. All right. Now that was Bob. Now we're going to jump over to Frank real quick. By the way, somebody let me know in the chat. Have you been able to hear me this whole time, or am I sputtering? Not that there's much I can do about it. Because I'm still seeing that I'm sharing a screen that I thought I had minimized. So let me share a different screen. Take away that and add. Nope. 1 second. Let me share a different. trading view is what I'm looking at. There you go. All right. And we're back to that. Sure. Give me 1 second. I can figure this out on the fly. On the side, and it's not for some reason. That added. Nothing's working. Possibly where I am. One more second, and if it doesn't work, you just recognize that sometimes things aren't working and move on. All right, so one last time, try to share the trading view chart. Share window, that window, share, and add a screen, and I should be able to do that. Make sure there's 3. It won't work. All right, guys, I do apologize. I seem to have failed in the ability to continue sharing my screen. For some reason, it's doing that. I'm not sure why. But anyway, I will. Oh, now it finally is working. All right, fantastic. So let's take a quick look. I should be sharing just that window. Let me verify that's the case, and you guys can see. Yeah. All right. We're cooking with gas now. So let's look at Frank on Forest with Frank. So what do I have open with Frank? I got Aussie Kiwi, and it's running. We're about 2/3 of the way. We're pretty much where we were back on Wednesday. Doesn't really move much. CAD Swiss. CAD Swiss is going dead sideways since we got into this thing. And that's okay. It happens. What swing trading is all about. You take what time you have, and you accept that there's a trade-off between making lots of money and spending lots of time. And Euro US. This was turned back into positive again. That's fantastic. So we're positive on all of those. Let me just double check with, well, I can't really log in right now because this is my laptop and I'm not logged into my prop firm account. But I'm going to assume that that is working correctly. All right. Let me maximize that. Let me pull my phone out and just real quick verify for you guys the prop firm account results right now. I don't know if you can see. Well, I'm just staring at a guy driving down the road. Riding down the road. Sorry about that. All right, so if you can see that right there. So I'm still, my equity is at 525, 10,525. I've got $25 open profit. Oh, there was an oil trade. So I'm in Swiss yen and Kiwi Swiss. And I'm in oil, which looks like it's negative. So if I can, I'm in Swiss yen and Kiwi Swiss. I think we saw both of those already. But I'm in an oil trade right now, and I am long oil, and it's pulled back some. So one of the things that I mentioned yesterday.
Take exit 29B for I-12 West.
Take exit 29B. One of the things I mentioned yesterday was that you have to be patient when it comes to being in drawdown. When you get into these trades, you're probably going to enter drawdown almost immediately. Price is going to. Sorry, price is you're going to get in, and it's going to keep going the direction it was going, and then you're waiting for the turnaround. And sometimes that means it keeps going, you get stopped out. Sometimes it means it goes and it slows down and gradually turns around in your direction. Sometimes it means price just comes down and stalls and goes sideways for a while. The whole point of swing trading is it helps you build discipline. It helps you build patience. Patience is something that you can absolutely build day by day. That's why I love teaching people trading and using swing trading specifically, because day trading requires the most discipline, but swing trading teaches the most discipline, if that makes sense. So I've got a video that just dropped today. It just dropped 3 hours and 46 minutes ago about why God told me to stop day trading and switch over to swing trading. I would encourage you to watch that on the YouTube channel. But that's it for today. Didn't look for new setups. Only managed what I had open. manage my open risk. That is absolutely in alignment with biblical stewardship. So, with that, guys, thank you all for being here, and I'll see y'all on Monday.